Hey there, this is Donna from Donna's Creative Space. Today I am here to show you a great technique to make knots for your cards. And I call it the Sharpie Technique mainly because you use a Sharpie marker. I'm going to show you real quick, and it's really easy. You make it with you use your ribbon, and you need a Sharpie, a pair of good sharp scissors, and a card to put it on. I will go through and show you a few of my samples when I'm done. So I'm going to move these right out of the way. And then I have one card that basically is put together. I have all the supplies that I'm going to put a Sharpie knot on. So let me show you. So like I said, you need a Sharpie marker. Now, I am going to do this twice, because I don't want to do it more than that, because you can always go back to rewind this video. But this is the end result that you end up wrapping around a card. So here's a card I used it on, right? I used the window check ribbon, and you would basically wrap it around your card like this. All right. Now, yes, there are other ways to make a knot like this, but this one comes out perfect every time. So I'm going to start with this, our black glitter ribbon. It's a little stiff. When you have a stiff ribbon, it does work great for this. But other ribbons, this is a soft one. Sometimes they're a little slippery. You can use thicker ones. And you just don't want your ribbon to be too thick, because it will leave too much of a big knot. So it'll be too high for your card. So I will show you this one here. So you're going to take your Sharpie and your ribbon. Now, if you're left-handed, I'm sorry, I'm right-handed. I only know how to do this one way. So let me move these out of the way. So you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to wrap it around your Sharpie and tie a knot just like this. All right? And then you're going to take this tail, and I just happen to turn my Sharpie because I can grab it better. Like I said, I'm right-handed, so I like to have the tail in the right hand. And then I tie another knot, and I just tie it tight. You pull both knots tight, nice and tight on your Sharpie. Now, the reason I use a Sharpie is because we have the smooth end here. So now I can just take this off, slide it off, and I have this loop. See that loop? And this can be wrapped around your card. So let's say this is my card, right? I will wrap it around like this. Tack it in the back. Okay, and I will show you that in a second. But all you have to do, and you can kind of twist it a little bit if it doesn't seem that it's going to fall flat. But what you're going to do is you're going to stick your scissors into the hole. See how I went into the hole? See if you can see that again. Into the hole with your scissors, into the loop I should say, and cut it at an angle, just like that. Cut it at an angle, and this is what you have. You can take this and you can just twist out the little ends, and you have this perfect knot to add to your cards. Isn't that a great trick? So I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to show you some cards. So I'm going to take this. Now, one of the things I should say is when you are making a card, and just figure out where you want your knot, because like this one, right, I wasted some ribbon. I didn't have to tie it way down here on my ribbon, right? I could have tied it a little closer, because you only need a little bit to wrap over the edge. All right, now let me show you how I do it with this ribbon, and then I'm going to actually put it on a card, and then I'll go back and I'll show you some cards that I did this technique on. All right, so I'm going to take a Sharpie. Any Sharpie will work. The thinner Sharpies, I like this size Sharpie. There's another size Sharpie. Let me see if I have one handy. Yeah, here's another Sharpie. I don't like this kind. It's a little bit thinner, and then it has this edge. You don't want anything with an edge to it. You want to be able to slide it right off, and that's why I like the Sharpies with this smooth end, because you can't slide it off this end, obviously, because you have that clip. All right, so let me tie it once. Let me get that out of the way. You're going to tie it once. Now I'm going to put this off to the side, so I'm going to tie I like to do it on the ribbon, but let's say you have, let me cut 10 inches of ribbon, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me come out of the image area. I have a ruler at the end of my table. So, excuse me. Pardon me. So I have 10 inches of ribbon. A lot of times this is what I give in my card class. So if you were tying a ribbon across here, you obviously don't want to make your knot right in the middle. You want to put it more towards one end. All right. In my next the card I'm going to show you, I want to put it off to the right. So I'm going to tie it more towards one side than the other. But I've given you plenty of ribbon. This 10 inches is plenty. So I'm tying it once. And see how I'm leaving this long tail on this side and a short tail on this side? That's because it's going to go towards one side. If my knot was going to go straight, in the middle, then I would tie it right in the middle. But I tend to tie it when I'm making cards. If it's not in your kit, I do it right off the bolt. So I just tie it near the end, and then I cut how much I need. In fact, I'm going to do that again to show you. So this was 10 inches. I tied it once, tied it twice, nice and tight around this, because the smaller the knot, the flatter your card will end up being. We slide it off. I have this loop. See the loop? I'll make sure you guys can see the loop. And then I would take my nice sharp scissors. I don't know about you, but I have 2 pairs of our paper snips. One pair I just use for, so you can see some crud on that. One pair I use just for cutting paper and cardstock. Sometimes I have adhesive on it, so I don't want to use them for my, when I'm cutting ribbon. I keep one set, I put a little ribbon on the end of it, just so that I can save it for cutting ribbon. Now if you want to, you can flatten your loop a little. You want to put your scissors right down into the loop and cut it at an angle, just like that, and open it up. Be gentle with it. You don't want some ribbons fray, and then you have that knot. Okay, so that would work perfectly if I was putting it off to the left of my card, right, or the right, whichever side. All right, so I'll show you again, because now I have a card. So I have this card base. I have this card all ready to go, because I wanted to really just show you how to do this ribbon technique. Okay, so I'm going to take my ribbon, and I picked out this ribbon for here. And yes, I could use this, but I'm going to show you once more. I know I said I was only going to do it twice, but I'm going to show you once more. Because I know I'm going to put it off to the right, if I had a cut piece of ribbon, I would tie my knot off to the side, leaving one side shorter than the other. All right. If I was doing it right off the bolt, I would tie the knot right here. I'm going to do it once more. I know I said I'd only do it twice, but it takes 2 seconds. So I take this, I tie it around the Sharpie into a knot, right? I like to turn my Sharpie so that because I'm right-handed, you'll do this differently if you're left-handed. Now I take this and I tie it again, just like that, and I pull it tight. Right? And then I'm going to slide this off. Now, I'm going to leave it right like this while I show you what I do with the card. Okay? Let me get everything out of the way. Now, I want to put my card down like this, and I believe I want to put my retirement wishes. Do I want to put it? Maybe I want to put it here. Maybe right here, right? So that'd be kind of tight for my knot. So I'm thinking that I'd want to put my knot right around. Oh yeah, I'll put it up a little higher. I want to put it right about here. All right. So what I would do is I would take my ribbon right like this, and I see how much I need. I need a little bit to wrap around, and then I would just cut a piece off here. Okay. And like I said, if you're getting one of my card kits, you're going to get, usually I cut about 10 inches. And 10 inches would work for a horizontal card or a vertical card. All right, so now I'm going to take my card, and I figure about where I want it, which is about here, and that's where I want to put my adhesive. So I flip it over, and in these 2 spots, I want to put adhesive, and it works best if you're not using, don't want to use liquid glue. You could use glue dots if you had them. You're going to wrap this around and put the knot where you want, and I think that's about where I wanted it, and I'm going to tack it down in the back. Just like that. right? Oop, gotta move this one down a little bit lower so it's even. And let me see, let me make sure my, oh, I went a little too high. So let me move this down, and since I just used the adhesive runner, I can easily pull it up and wrap it back. Okay, so that's about where I want it. So now it's down there. Now, if you want a little more reinforcement, you can go ahead and put some Scotch tape on the back. You don't have to. Once you mount this on your card, it will be fine, which is what I'm going to do now. But sometimes the Scotch tape does help. So I'm just going to put this. Now you want to make sure as you're building your card, you don't put this mat down because you have to wrap that knot around the edge. So I'm going to center this on my card, right? And there's my little loop. I am going to put my, let me grab some dimensionals. Oops. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on this, just like that. And then I'm going to put this right on my card, just about here, I think. Just like that. And now I can take my scissors, my nice sharp scissors. I'm going to go into the knot, and I'm going to cut it at an angle. Right, like that. And now look at that. Isn't that the coolest way to make a knot for your cards? And you can twist it. You can, if one side's a little longer than the other, like this one happens to be, you can trim one side. But you get the perfect knot, and you didn't have to tie the ribbon. Look at how much, I mean, I did that with 10 inches, right? If you were to take this and, oops, I'm running out of ribbon here. Tie it around. I picked one that doesn't have much, but tie it around and try to get it nice and tight. It just uses up more ribbon. So I think this is a great way to add a knot to your card. Now, before I show you the other cards, I want to quickly say, today is, if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, today is actually March 6th, 2022. So I have a special going on. And this, the reason I'm mentioning this is because I made this card using this stamp set. My monthly card kit to go is Paradise Palms. If you order from me between the 1st and the 15th of March, you can get my card class to go kit. And this isn't one of the cards, but it's similar to one of them. But this is my special. All right. You can make, we're going to make these 4 cards. You can make them at your leisure. You get the kit. You supply your own ink, your own adhesive, and your own stamps. I send you the supplies to make these 4 cards. Let me see if I can zoom in. I've showed them in my video, the last couple of videos, so you can check out on Donna's Creative Space and see the sneak peek, or make sure you're on my email list. Go to donnascreativespace.com, and there's a button on there that says sign up for newsletter. All right, so back to this. Shop with me, spend $35 or more on product before tax and shipping, and you will get a card kit to make 8 cards, 2 each of these 4 designs. I give you all the twine, all the ribbon, I give you envelopes, I give you a printed tutorial. It's all written right here. I'll leave this just like this so you can see it. Right? You get envelopes, printed instructions, and I do a video that you will get the path to the private video to watch. So like I said, you can do it at your leisures, and they come all packaged up with all the supplies you need. I've done all the punching and die cutting for you. I've even tied your bows. There's little twine bows on 3 of these cards. So I have been making bows like crazy. Still have to do some green ones, but anyway, so that's that. All right, so back, and this is the stamps that I use, Paradise Palms. So you can order it on my website, donnasingleton.stampin'up.net, if you don't have it already. And so that was the card we just made. Now I'm going to show you some other samples. Here's a ribbon. That's the one we did today. Here's another knot on an older card. We still have this stamp set. We don't have the designer paper. Here's another one with thicker ribbon. You just have to make sure that your knot isn't going to be too fat. All right. There's another one. Here's one where the ribbon I purposely frayed on the edge. I don't know if you can see that. And another one. And, oh, I love this little guy. And another right here. And another right here. Cute, right? So that is how you make a Sharpie, how you make a knot on your card using the Sharpie technique. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, if you're watching on YouTube, that is, then go ahead and please subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'm hoping to do a few more quick little videos. So take care, guys. And don't forget, if you're shopping this month, go ahead and use that host code 6XENMH and earn my card class to go for free. Bye, guys.